Art is lame. Developed by Giant Sparrow and SCE Santa Monica Studios, it's the unfinished Swan, originally released on the PlayStation Network for PlayStation 3 in 2012, and later released on the PlayStation Network for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. All of the footage captured for this review is from the PlayStation 4 version of the game. In the unfinished Swan, you play as Monroe, a small boy trying to finish his dead mother's painting of a swan, hence the title of the game, all while trying to solve the mystery of where you are in the King's Paperwhite realm by splotching paintballs everywhere to find your way through it all, and collecting story pages, balloons, and solving puzzles along the way to find that pesky swan. But is it good? Well, let's go ahead and discuss exactly that in the good. Now, easily one of the best things about Unfinished Swan is just exploring the environments and solving the many puzzles the game offers. Mind you, none of these puzzles aren't exactly difficult, but there are a few that may take a moment or two. Which brings up the next best thing. This game is perfect for all ages, and people with nearly no experience with games, and is a great game for the family in general to pick up and play. All while still being great for veterans as well. The story is also very well presented. Throughout the environments, you can find hidden letters that progress the story in a children's storybook style of presentation that's also very well narrated.
But they never did, and that was why the giant, who was the laziest that had ever lived, was also the happiest.
And finally, once again, this game aims to be a unique experience like Flower, and for the most part delivers exactly that. At least for me personally. I know there are plenty of walking simulators out there, most of which I haven't really played, but for me the Unfinished Swan was a new experience, and I always appreciate that. But what I can never appreciate is the bad. Once again, like Flower, this game does what it does very well, and since there isn't really much like it, I suppose sets the standard for what it does pretty high. But I do have some issues, minor for the most part. The game has no real challenge or difficulty curve at all. For example, you can fall off a cliff and die, but you'll instantly respawn from where you fell from. Unfinished Swan also has no real reason for you to give it a replay after you're done. Sure, you can replay it to collect some of the collectibles, which will unlock some stuff as well as a prototype level, but that's about it. And this isn't really a big issue with most games, but considering this game is only 3 to 4 hours long at best, you can be done with this entire experience in a morning. I'd recommend only buying this on sale. But next up, let's discuss the ugly. Where I discussed graphics. Now, graphically, the Unfinished Swan is a hard game to critique. Considering most of the environments are, well, yeah. But later on in the game, this starts becoming a thing, and you do get some well-designed levels and puzzles. But for the most part, graphically, there isn't really much notable here, literally. But the art style and gameplay of finding a way through these environments is really well executed. Unfinished Swan also ran flawlessly, and I had no bugs or hiccups with my 5 or so hours with the game. As for the soundtrack side of things, in all honesty, I can't really remember anything from it. So if there even was one, I can't say it was very memorable. At the end of the day, the Unfinished Swan is a fun and even new experience for some, and one I could recommend if on sale, but in all honesty has no real replay value. Once you figure out the environments and where to go and how each puzzle works, replaying it makes it literally become a walking simulator, so you have no real reason to even keep on playing or to even keep it on your hard drive. Well, I think we're done here. I think that's it. That's a wrap, boys.